Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to my Monday morning inspiration. I thank you for taking the time to visit with your girl. If this is your first time, God bless you. I hope you subscribe and share. Hit that notification button so you can get all my videos in the coming future. If you are a return and a subscriber, I thank you for it. I greatly appreciate your support. I thank you that God blessed you enough to find a reason to come back to check me out again. So, of course, let's get this morning started. Let's get inspired. And just always remember, as I inspire you, I inspire myself. So the things that I say is not just for you, but they're also for me, and they bless me over and over again. So the thing that I've been thinking about is the importance of God's plan versus our plan. And I know so often God's plan can be very uncomfortable, because often God's plan requires you to do things you never thought you would do before. It requires you to move by faith and not by sight. It even requires you to allow God to remove people who can't go where you're going. And so doing God's will can be very difficult. It can be a great challenge, but I'm positive that the reward is so much greater than our own plan. Because if an architect designs the plan and he have the house built, if people just go off course, it's not going to turn out the way the architect designed. So you end up with a whole lot of things that should have never occurred. Extra stuff, not enough stuff, whatever the case may be. So that's kind of how I look at my plan versus God's plan. God's plan is going to cover everything. It's going to hit every corner, every bump. It's going to do everything that needs to be done to help prepare me for where I'm going. So I just want to encourage you on this Monday morning to not fight against God's plan. You may have people who have all type of things to say. You may even question it yourself, but you have to know that things that God did in the Bible, when Jesus came, the people that he led to follow him, they left everything. It was so many things that God did in a way that was outside the norm, because his thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways. And he sees from the end to the beginning. And we see from the beginning and how we think it's going to look at the end. He is Alpha and Omega. He is all knowing, all seeing. And so who better plan to trust than God's? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like going to a OBGYN for a foot problem. That's confusing. That's simply confusing, because you're asking him to address and diagnose something that he's not prepared to diagnose. So I feel like that with our plan and God's plan. Our plan is like coming to us to fix something or tell us what's next when we have no idea where to even start and how to even get there. And as challenging as God's plan may be, I know from his word he provides provision. He sends somebody, and he always gives you strength. And if you know what you know, and you know your word, and even if you don't know your word, I'm telling you what is true, and you can go find it. You can Google it. There's no excuse. The internet is there. You can Google it. But God will give you strength to do the impossible. He will provide provision for you to do the things that you don't think you're capable of doing, or that you will be able to do. And he will send somebody to help you fulfill your vision, to help you fulfill his purpose. And, you know, I think at the end of the day, I'm at so much at a place in my life, as long as God gets the glory. If I got to cry, if I got to go kicking and screaming, if I have to lose some friends, if I have to lose some family members, if I have to lose some of myself, if I have to start all over again from scratch, if I have to tear it all down to rebuild in order to fulfill his purpose, I am okay with that. I am okay with that. And that is a good place to be, but a hard place to be, because when you say it out your mouth, you know God is coming. you know he is coming, because you have said, God, no matter what, I'm ready. No matter what it take, I am willing. And I am in a willing season. I was blessed to make it out of 2020 into 2021, and I know that it's because God has purpose. And I'm not going to spend 2021 trying to do things my way, other people's way, the way that feels right, the way that I'm most comfortable, the way that makes sense, because we know from reading the word of God, God don't do things that make sense. I never forget years ago when my pastor preached on God will make you laugh. And he will. He really will. Because you'll be like, really, Lord? Come on now. Me? You want me to do this? Now you know. And that's just who he is. That is just who he is, because he wants us to learn how to operate from a spirit of faith and not a spirit of fear. And try not to have control. And for me, I've been a mom since I was 15. So my whole life has been about trying to control and make sure everything works out, line up the way that's going to make me comfortable, to eliminate my stress factor. But that ain't getting me nowhere. I'm not going to say I haven't lived a good life and God hasn't been gracious in my own foolishness. But I just think about how much more we could get accomplished and how much farther we would be in life if we just choose God's plan. So today, on this Monday, I'm going to ask you and pray with you and encourage you to accept that your will and God's will cannot reside in the same place. It just can't. It's not enough room for both. And you have to choose, and in choosing, you have to be okay with everything that comes with it. So if you choose your will and it comes with a whole lot of extra, a whole lot of heartbreak, a whole lot of foolishness, a whole lot of brokenness, whatever it comes with, you have to be okay with it. If you choose God's plan and it comes with some cutting some stuff off you didn't want to cut off, and it comes with some sacrifices you don't want to have to make, and it comes with some spending time with God when you don't want to go out with your friends, you got to be okay with that. But on this day, this Monday in 2021, in the beginning of the year, we don't want to talk about resolutions. We don't want to talk about the weight loss goals and all this stuff that we get sidetracked on. We simply want to choose one thing and one thing only, and that's who will you want to walk, and then make decisions that line up with it. That's it. Who will you gonna choose, and then go with what you need to do next. Because as much as we can set a goal, if we don't have a plan to how we're gonna follow through with it, it's just another word out of our mouth into the atmosphere, only for us to fail because we don't even know what we're gonna do to even get there. It's just one step at a time with the grace of God. So on this Monday morning, y'all be blessed. Remember to smile. Remember to pray for somebody. Remember to cash out somebody something for a little lunch or coffee or whatever. Just remember to encourage somebody, because everybody is going through something. And we all are here simply by the grace of God, and we don't take it for granted. If you're blessed to still be working, don't take it lightly. And remember to give God thanks. Hug your family. Can't really hug your friends for real, but send them a hug. Call them just to check on them. Let them know you're thinking about them. And take some time for yourself to regroup and to sit down and make a plan for your own 2021, so that you can see goals fulfilled and purpose fulfilled that you probably been putting off for years. I love you. I'm praying for you. And I know as always, y'all pray for me continuously. And I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section, and of course my email address will be below, so that if you need to talk a little bit more, I'm here for that as well. Have a great week.